Hey guys, this is just a quick intro. Thomas from Thomas Stereo YouTube channel stopped by today, and so I wanted to get his reaction on the 2800 speakers. Thomas is a friend of mine, and so he's just passing through from Montreal to Toronto. We're kind of in between in rural Ontario. And so we showed him a couple things in the shop here, and so he also decided to record. So I'm not, we'll see if he comes out. He may have a video as well, but here's our take. Take care, enjoy. Hey.
They're just gonna go to the washroom.
Oh yeah, good.
I'm good.
Here.
You are?
Put your mic on.
Mike, oh my gosh.
We're all ready for you.
You look similar.
Yeah.
You're Trevor?
It's identical twin.
Oh, no wonder I'm like, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, this is 4 acres. Our father, this is Trevor, by the way, my identical twin brother.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
what
I'm Troy.
Are you twins?
Yeah, I'm Troy, and this is Trevor. So this is my place, my wife Kristen. Kristen's got the garden, and did you see the chicks?
The chicks?
Yeah, we just got chicks. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's one nice cat there. All right, let's go take a look at your stuff.
Yeah.
Let's get my camera out also.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's my cat Leo.
It's unique. I've never seen a cat
Oh,
like this.
he's a Bengal.
I don't even know what that is. Like,
He's bred to have the special patterns in his fur.
is it like a mix or is it a pure?
It's a mixed with an Asian leopard / some
What?
other cat. So they bred it in the early 90s, and they're quite popular. They're hyperallergenic.
Are they?
Super friendly.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
My daughter wants a cat.
Oh yeah, I'll get her a Bengal.
They're allergic to cats, so.
Oh well, these are hyperallergenic.
So what does it mean?
The dander is quite a bit less.
Oh.
My daughter has severe allergies,
Yeah?
and she only reacts if she puts her face right in the cats.
Oh, I see.
But otherwise, they're pretty good.
I see.
Yeah, so this is the new shop, which
Wait,
we
wait,
built.
let me just film. Should I film? Like, how should we do this?
Well, I'm putting it on my channel.
Yeah.
I'm just a fly on the wall behind the scenes.
There, let me just. Sorry, let's put this there first.
Or we can send you. So this shop is just over 1,000 square feet. We built it last summer.
Here, you wanna hold this?
Oh,
Right. All right, Troy. Show me your shop.
all right. All right, little background. We're in Ontario, Canada. We're a manufacturer. We do custom.
Oh, but before you go in,
Yeah.
guys, take a. Here, let me just say, guys, take a look at the place, man. This is Canada, infinite land, and look at the nice cat there.
Oh, we got 2 cats.
Wow,
This is Leo and Luna.
they're so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, this is my dream. One day I'll retire. I'll buy a piece of land and build. What do you call? Wow, a place like this. There you go. All right, Troy, keep going.
All right.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so you ask me questions.
All right, tell me about this, Troy. Do you care about measurements?
Measurements are not relevant.
What? What? You know you're gonna get roasted for this, eh?
No, but we do a ton of measurements on drivers and horns, and it's an academic interest as far as the electrical, acoustical, mechanical interplay of those 3, right? And so driver materials, cabinets, edge diffraction, all that, very interesting stuff, but at the end of the day, it's how it sounds. So we choose the driver for how it sounds. It might measure well, it might not measure well. I won't get into it too much. We'll keep it at a certain level, but yeah, we do publish a lot of test data. My subscribers do have a very in-depth technical interest in how drivers perform and that, and so I do a lot of prototyping. We have 3D printers.
Oh, this is a 3D printer?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Cool. Oh, what is this?
So
That looks
we
like
We manufacture solid hardwood horns, either for the DIY. Actually, I'll show you. This is partially finished. It still has to get flipped in the CNC. I'll show you the CNC. So
Yeah. Let's
go over here.
Oh man.
So here's a finished horn. This is a finished kind of a medium-sized horn compared to what we make. Solid walnut. Everything's made on the CNC.
Okay.
And so this CNC is able to do 3-axis machining, and so it'll rough out the part. Maybe I'll do a B-roll there of the time lapse of how it does
Yeah.
the machining. So it's all programmed in SolidWorks, which I do all the design, I do all the programming, and then I run the CNC. But we have 2 employees that do kind of final assembly and sanding. So here would be some whip, work in progress. Over here, it's the weekend, so I'm doing testing. These are the Nighthawks that are currently being made. It's the flagship product. So it's made into 4 pedals. So you have the vertical pedals, the top and bottom pedals. So the top and bottom pedals are right here. I'm just gonna put the mic down. So we make this on the CNC. So the first thing is to machine this side, and then it has dowel holes that allow you to flip it, and then it's located on the dowels for the second setup, and then it comes and machines the other side. So there's a special fixture that locates the part. Those that are interested, because the part's geometry is so complex, it requires a special fixture that goes in the CNC. And so this locates the part and keeps it elevated above the CNC, and then allows us to machine the other side of the part. So we do that for this and also for the side pedals of the Nighthawk. So so a lot of labor in the CNC machining part. As far as I know, we're the only ones doing this level of advanced machining of solid hardwood.
I see.
So some companies do hardwood, but it's usually relegated to just like the side cheeks on a cabinet or something like that. So
Did you say hardwood? Just like,
yeah,
seriously?
that's all walnut. Yeah.
Man, that must cost a fortune, man. It's like, that's wood.
Well, these are white oak.
Okay.
So these are the ES290 biradial horns. So
Holy cow, man. Look at the horn. Like
Yeah.
this you don't see every day.
So all of this is my own design. It uses a special horn flare geometry to optimize for low coloration, low horn coloration. And so we do focus a lot on the test data when it comes to the development of the product.
Yeah.
So
All right. So there you go. I'm just going
Yeah.
to give a big...
So this side of the shop is more of the traditional woodworking where we do the glue ups. So I'm kind of walking you through the process in reverse. We showed you kind of the finished product there, but it starts out as solid wood. Actually, I'll go right to the beginning. Starts out as raw saw cut lumber, right? And
Yeah.
then it goes into what we call these glue ups.
Yeah.
So these glue ups are glued together into the kind of the basic shape of what we're wanting to make.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And then this goes into the CNC. So we got some orders here for some biradial horns. And then we have a nice saw stop table saw that's got the CO2 cartridge that will stop if your finger touches the blade.
Those are like really, really expensive, I heard, eh? Like,
Yeah, it's just peace of mind.
have you ever tried it, like with a hot dog or something? Like that's what we do, right?
Yeah, no, there's videos of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's amazing. It's just because we have a fine woodworker
Yeah.
that works for us, and he's right in there
Mm-hmm.
with the pieces if we're doing like traditional woodworking, and so he's professional, but he does get very close.
and for those who don't know what you're talking about, you want to tell them what you mean by that?
So what this does is it's a very safe table saw in that if you're running the piece through the blade and you accidentally have your finger there, there's a CO2 cartridge that will detect the touch of your finger, and the CO2 cartridge will fire a brake and lock the blade and stop it instantly from turning.
Yeah.
And so it will actually, it won't even pierce the skin.
Yeah.
It will just stop instantly.
Yeah. But that's expensive, right?
What the cartridge itself is expensive. This table saw is quite costly. Yeah.
Right. Because
Yeah.
my point is that safety is very important here in Canada.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
and also, it seems like your whole thing is made here in Canada. The whole speaker.
Yeah, actually,
right?
that's a good point. Everything we don't source anything from China, and everything we do we source as much as possible locally. So the wood, our decals, the CNC laser cutting of our metal components.
Yeah.
It's all. I'm just gonna keep my cat away from. So yeah, like we do take certain pride in you know, supporting the local businesses because we're a small local business ourselves, and so.
You should put a flag on your speaker or something, the Canadian flag or something.
Yeah. You okay?
All right. Anything else? Oh, that's two. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Anything else?
Well, like I mentioned, we do a lot of driver testing, and so here I have my little treasure trove of drivers that are currently, you know, that are being tested and whatnot. Like BNC sent us this compression driver, which I haven't published the data on it yet, but I've done the testing. They sent me 2 different of their top rated compression drivers in terms of.
Oh, that's so cool. I've never seen anything like this.
You've never seen a compression driver?
No.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
how it looks like.
It's a tweeter. All right.
Oh,
So,
okay. So then you put it in the horn.
so it's same thing.
Right,
Except this
right.
needs a horn.
Okay,
So the
okay.
sound comes out of here. And so these are typically used in pro audio, but very specific models actually do quite well for home audio.
I see.
And so Bennett Prescott, there, the sales rep with BNC, I asked him. I said, what would be your specific model that you would recommend? And so he sent me these 2 because this has the copper shorting rings in the voice coil gap.
That sounds Chinese to me, man. It's like copper, whatever. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah. But you know, I think if I remember, the pricing on your products, they're not like budget, right? They're not like mass produced.
Well,
they're like custom.
There's 2 sides to the business. The one side is the DIY side, and so there's turnkey plans on my site. Also, we sell the horns just individually, either as raw machined, like just off the CNC, and then the DIY enthusiast will sand and finish the horn themselves. And then there's the turnkey plans, which they can build as per, you know, the detailed plans. The other side of the business, which is about 50% of like overall business, so it's about 50-50, is the turnkey builds where we will produce a finished speaker. And so we have a number of designs in-house that we've come up with that are for sale, and we do it as per order. Occasionally, if we get an order, we'll build 1 extra pair for inventory.
Yeah.
So we're steady, and the idea is just to keep, you know, a steady production. We have the 2 people here, so.
So what is the
guys.
price range of your product? The finished ones.
The finished ones range from about 10,000 US up to the flagship, which is 50,000 US for the pair.
All right.
So the value proposition is we're direct sales manufacturer, and it allows us to do the full hardwood CNC machining. And so I think that's a bit out of reach for a lot of larger companies to be able to focus to that level with the solid hardwood.
Right.
Usually it'll be like a thin veneer over MDF or plywood if you're lucky. So.
Okay, that's good. Well, that's the cost of making high-end stuff here in Canada, I guess. Can I say that?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, we're not super exotic, expensive. I would equate the business model more to like a job shop where we have an hourly rate, right? And
right, because when we think of $10,000, if we think that's a lot crazy, but the reality is to run a business and to maintain staff and so forth, you're asking for a reasonable rate. It's like,
that's essentially it, right? Because like, for example, the amount of labor that's involved, right? Like you're talking, this would take 3 weeks to make, with the multiple setups and the amount of hardwood that's involved. Like this horn alone would probably be about 1,200 US in just the wood. right? And
Yeah.
so
So my point is that, you know, a lot of people, they think of the price 10 grand, they think like it's a bit like crazy. But for me, who run a business, I know how much it costs to run a business.
Yeah.
And trust me, like 10 grand is super reasonable
but
for
we're
what
low.
you get.
We are
right?
low overhead, and we're putting the value into the product itself. It's you know, if you went to a machine shop and said, "Can you make this?"
Yeah.
we would be probably more competitive, right?
Yeah,
because we're set up to do it. But then the CNC, we have 2 CNCs, and they run nearly constantly, and so.
Yeah. So can we hear anything?
Yeah, well, you can come down to the listening room.
Oh, by the way, here, this is Trevor.
Oh, Trevor, my identical twin brother.
Yeah.
You might have seen us on our live streams, the TNT.
Yeah.
TNT.
Trevor is a audio enthusiast as well.
Oh.
And
But
so,
I'm a farmer by day, and this is only a side interest. And Troy's made a living of his hobby, so
yeah.
it's I'm still very interested in it, and I'm the final judge of how things sound.
Whoa. Oh, by the way,
He's my
Troy,
biggest critic.
you should introduce yourself. I forgot. Who are you?
Okay, yeah.
Right?
I'm Troy Crowe, middle name Joseph. So the business is called Joseph Crowe Custom Audio. And so we've been doing this for 6 years. I've been doing it for 6 years full time. And so we just built the shop as a result of the growth. We were working out of the basement of the house, and we've expanded. So still on the same property.
So what's unique about your product is that you focus on building horn speakers, right?
Yeah.
Can I say that?
Yeah, so I used to design pro audio line arrays and that sort of thing, and that got me exposed to the world of the pro audio side. And so amalgamating the two, using really high quality pro drivers, at least for the high frequency, and then so we have typically it will be a high frequency horn and then a bass cabinet. Sometimes it's integrated into a finished design. But the idea is to do very low coloration, ultra transparent sounding horn speakers. And so when customers hear these speakers for the first time, they're like, wow, that's not what I was expecting at all. Like, it doesn't sound like a horn speaker.
Oh,
right?
I can testify to that. And by the way, Troy has brought his speaker to my place before, and I'll include it somewhere in the footage in this video. Sorry, go ahead, Troy.
Yeah, no, that's essentially it. Our focus is on horn speakers, but it's not like an esoteric interest. They actually sound audiophile, hi-fi, and then the horn just helps provide additional clarity.
So why wood? Why not make it in plastic? Why don't just go to China and mass produce it for $5?
I think there's an appreciation for the hardwood. It just is beautiful to touch.
Oh, it feels like $1 million bucks.
It looks beautiful in the home.
Yeah.
The walnut's really popular, but we also do cherry and like a washed oak or that kind of thing. And so it just
high wife approval factor.
yeah yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get asked a lot about, well, does the wood make a difference? The answer is no. Like the wood, the horn just needs to be inert enough to not mechanically resonate. And so if you've achieved that, then that's great. But I think it's the aesthetic of it and the beauty of the wood. It's pretty clean outside, so.
Huh? Oh, wait.
Yeah, get the chicks in the video.
Look at that. This is the advantage of living like so far away from civilization. You can own your chicken farm or whatever you call this.
We ordered a chicken coop and it comes next week.
Oh.
So they're going to be pretty happy.
Wow. Look at that, eh?
Yeah, we're just starting with the chickens. We just got the gravel today for their grit.
They don't look like typical chickens to me, man.
Oh, they're a special breed. They're supposed to be huge.
Oh, I see.
We want them as pets. So they do lay eggs, but we've chosen this particular, there's 2 different breeds, but the breeds have been chosen for being really friendly chickens.
Oh,
They'll like
okay.
sit on your lap and
I see.
snuggle.
Wow. All right, let's keep going.
All right.
Did you build this house yourself from?
I didn't build it, but it was built to my I designed it in AutoCAD, and then they built it as per my plans there. So this is the newly finished listening room.
Yep.
It's not quite finished, but it's so I was just testing a full range driver last night, and so it's still kind of in the way.
This
I'll
is a
just
full
move it.
range driver.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so full range drivers, I would say definitely is an esoteric interest to most. There's a certain appeal in that, you know, you get the coherency without the crossover and that. But so Trevor and I have always been full range driver fans. But that's not to say that's the only thing, obviously, that we listen to. But it's a good reference as far as when you're doing a multi-way, is ensuring that you have the same level of coherency that you would get with a single driver. And so that's the goal with the designs.
I see.
So
Okay, so
yeah, I'll
that's the 2800, your new speaker, right?
this is a 2800 speaker. This is the latest design. It's a dual 10
Okay,
three-way.
Dual 10-inch. You got the this is the mid-range, I guess, the mid-range horn.
Yeah, but it's a lot like a full range driver in that it will cover the entire vocal range. Okay, so this is actually a paper diaphragm, 5-inch, that's used inside of it, and it's been highly customized. And so it will cover from 500 hertz up to 10 kilohertz. So the whole vocal range.
You almost don't need this then.
So yeah, the super tweeter just comes in at 10K. So.
And that's a modified Fostex T90 with your own custom waveguide.
That's correct. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
that's the waveguide.
So we've removed the front half of the tweeter and then replaced it with this solid hardwood version that has our own special horn flare geometry, and so it's all on purpose. Like everything is highly optimized as far as the design, and so.
And people watching this, they're probably thinking this is gonna sound like a clip speaker, and I know it doesn't because I heard them before,
Yeah.
right? These ones, like, yeah.
We're a little.
But look at that. This is like furniture, man. The stand.
Yeah.
The
So
touch.
the speaker
Wow.
is solid. So the front solid hardwood. The rest of the enclosure is solid hardwood. We've it's 35 millimeter thick wall.
Can I tap on it?
Sure.
Yeah, it's like
The old tap
yeah,
test,
yeah,
eh?
yeah.
So we traditionally use a 15-inch woofer, but what we found was that the dual 10s, and these are CS woofers, which are incredible sounding woofers. So using two of those actually is equivalent to like a 15-inch in terms of like the distortion performance that we're trying to target. So it'll sound a lot like a 15.
The reserve tubes.
Oh,
But-
they're in them.
The ray tubes. By the way, guys, I'm supposed to make a video on ray tubes. They are fantastic, man. They're like, wow. See, I have so many videos to make.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is, tell me about this.
These are just 300B push-pull mono blocks that we're developing.
You're developing?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then the preamp as well.
Holy cow. So how much are you aiming for this one? Because this looks amazing.
Well, these are the second versions, but they have the old casework. Don Sachs is helping me with it, and so, and also Lynn Olson. I have to do a shout out to those guys. So so my casework is going to be very beautiful, like just stunning with the hardwood. So that's still in the design phase, but the circuit is pretty much worked out.
Do you have an idea of the pricing you're going for?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not
but,
yet. We're still a ways off on that.
I see.
On where we're gonna be.
All right. So let's take a listen then.
Sure.
How's that?
Last night, though we were right to leave, right to use our wings to fly. So
You know, it's interesting because, as I get a chance to listen to a lot of speakers, right? Like, for example, you listen to Manapan, this different way it produce sound than, let's say, compared to a Klipsch, La Scala. And each one of them are very unique. Like, then you have the normal speakers, the one that just you can buy at Best Buy, and you get Paradigm speakers. And those have a certain consistency, the way they produce sound. this one is a bit different because what I'm getting is that the singer is over there, but I can feel a lot more intimate with them. It's a different experience. Like sound is projected towards me, but I know the singer is over there, and that's why the placement of stuff is a little bit different than what I'm used to because I know this song, right? So it's a intimate presentation.
Yeah, I can tell you as far as what my design goals are when I'm developing a speaker, and so I'm looking for soundstage depth. I want low-level detail retrieval, and that's probably, and then the smooth sound character. And so these drivers have been kind of hand-selected for their warm, you know, that's the paper drivers provided kind of a warm sound character, but it's not mushy.
Well,
right?
yeah, I was about to say that. It's not mushy, but I hear everything, man. The detail level is just insane.
So I would say we're kind of medium soundstage width. So it's not like an all-enveloping spacious sound. If you wanted that, you could have a wider off-axis coverage and achieve that, but we've made a conscious decision to go wide but controlled coverage that directs a lot of the sound towards the listener, and you're getting kind of a balance of room reflection that would, you know, provide kind of medium amount of spaciousness, but not compromise overall clarity. So we're going for maximum clarity, maximum soundstage depth, and kind of a medium level of spaciousness in order to achieve, you know, the most highest level of clarity that you can get. So I hope that makes sense. That's the
clarity for sure. You're 100% clarity here. And I think what is unique is the fact, you know, I always joke, right? When I listen to single driver speakers, it's like when I listen to Danielle Crowe, it's like she's giving me a lap dance because they're so intimate.
Yeah.
And I hear the shadow of this kind of presentation where it's really like close to me, but despite the fact that I hear her over there. So it's a very, it's almost like you're mixing, matching a lot of strength from different kind of...
like I mentioned, like with the full range driver genre, we're trying to maintain that level of coherency, but then add where the full range driver falls short, for example, in the deep bass. So we're getting very nuanced, delicate, deep bass down to 30 hertz. And then also the super tweeter on top is adding additional spaciousness and adding that additional transient. The leading edge of transients is going to be quite a bit sharper than any full range driver, simply because the super tweeter extends out to, you know, 30 kilohertz. And so
yeah, and also because the detail is really good on the top end. It's like that's the thing. The clarity part you talk about is all there. So this is an experience for me again, something different, something new. It's like the first time when I heard single driver, okay, I hear its strength, but the bass part always bothered me with a single driver.
Yeah.
So this is almost like a solution to it. So,
yeah, that's really good. That's I think that's really insightful. No, I think you're exactly right. And in the whole measurement debate, these actually measure incredibly well. Even the vertical off-axis with the super tweeter, a lot of people are like, well, doesn't that super tweeter add a lot of reflections off the top? It actually doesn't. It's been carefully designed to be time-aligned in the depth distance. And so yeah, it's one of those instances where the measurements do correlate with the sound.
I see. It does, how to say, it does remind me, it has the same DNA as what you let me listen to before too, though. Like the speakers you brought to my home. I know this one has way more clarity than that.
Yeah, it's actually the same woofers.
Okay.
So you had the 1680 speakers, which was a single 10-inch from CS. It was the exact same woofer. And so the idea with these was to expand on that further. With the dual woofers, you're actually it enables the larger horn. And so the larger horn allows for a lower crossover point. And so we're able to lower the crossover point from 1.2 kilohertz down to 500 hertz. So that's a big difference in that you're getting almost all of the vocals coming from point source. and also from a compression driver that's extremely low distortion. So
I see. Here, interesting. Well, might as well just use it. Okay. What is this? What is like? Is this some kind of subwoofer?
So
horn?
this is the medium-sized speaker that we offer.
This is medium.
No, I'm just kidding. No. this is the one of the biggest speakers that we offer, which is a front horn 15-inch. So it takes. Sorry, I'll just clip this mic back on. So yeah, large format horn speaker system, and it takes one of these guys.
Man, that's insane.
So.
Okay, so this is the speaker part, and then you have the horn somewhere, right?
So the horn you saw in the shop, it was the oak one that sits on top.
Yeah.
And so it's actually a front horn on the woofer, which actually sounds incredible for projecting the mid bass towards the listener. This is not the horn that goes on. So the video got cut off abruptly just simply because my iPhone was full. So I'm not used to taking that long of a video. So Thomas continued to look at some of the stuff I had in the basement, and then he had to head to Toronto with his family. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed kind of a chill type of format. Hopefully I'll do more of this type of video in the future. Make sure to click subscribe and like the video. Take care and have a great day.